in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now, because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to be discussing with you in this reaction video is something that I always talk about. I say that the older generation have failed the younger generation of our young black women. The elders, they are cowering, they are hiding, they are afraid of the youngsters, which I do understand, because some of these youngsters are violent and unpredictable. But there are some that the elders are supposed to be teaching, specifically in certain groups or certain gatherings, congregations, or whatnot. So what I'm going to show you is a bunch of grandmothers, different black grandmothers, the type that I saw when I grew up. I want you to see how different they were. And I want you to see that they had this yearning to teach their grandchildren, how to teach the young women how to be real women. Now, in this reaction video, I will be providing biblical references as well as statistical data. So let's go ahead and get started. Excuse me right quick.
You don't have to teach them how to make quilts. They can go buy one. But you can also teach them how to act when they get under one. That's needed. That's needed.
Now, this is great what she said. Now, a grandmother, an elder, is supposed to teach the young women how to treat their men. We are dealing with a bunch of women who don't understand what a man wants. They don't know how to deal with a man. They don't know how to treat a man. They don't know how to keep a man. Those secrets are being sent to the grave with the elder women, the ones who were able to keep marriages for 40, 50, 60 years. Now, for the women who say that those particular women only was able to keep a marriage of 40 or 50 or 60 years, and because she dealt with abuse or anything like that, I want you to know that you are disrespecting every black grandmother or great grandmother who has ever walked this planet by insulting their resolve and by insulting their intelligence, and to imply that they were just doormats and was easily pushed around, because that's not true. It might have been a small percentage of men who did that, but for the most part, it wasn't. And even if it's true, even if it's true about that small percentage of men who did that to their women back then, what does it have to do with you? How does it impact your ability to treat a man? Now, let's go ahead without interruption.
You don't have to teach them how to make quilts. They can go buy one. But you can also teach them how to act when they get under one. That's needed. That's needed. Where they gonna get it, in the street? You don't want them to get that information out of the nightclub. Have groups to get together and teach them. You women who have had husbands 30, 40, and 50 years have been successful. Some of us couldn't do, and you did it. Tell them how to keep it. Tell him how to wash his back when he's in the tub. Tell him how to hand him the towel. Amen. Tell him how to take a fella and wake him up in the morning. Tell him how to whisper in his ear. Tell him how to take your fingernails and just tear him over his body slightly. Make him leap through. Oh, good God Almighty.
Now, that is an older woman teaching younger women how to keep a man, how to attract, how to maintain a man. What you saw is the responsibility of you older women, especially you hypocrites who say that you are Proverbs 31 women who go to church every dang weekend or whatever, which is okay, but this is your responsibility. It sounds funny what she was saying, but what she was saying was actual and factual. And I'm not saying that I agree with women preachers. That's not what that was. I believe that was a women's conference when they come together and they begin to talk about women's issue according to scriptures and stuff like that. But aside from that point, that is what you older women are supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be molding these women, preparing them for marriage, preparing them for husbands, preparing them to be mothers of children. You're not supposed to be in the clubs with them. You're not supposed to be drinking with them. You're not supposed to be a wine bibber and getting drunk and popping pills, sniffing lines, and doing everything else that they're doing. You're not supposed to be in competition with your granddaughters when it comes to dressing, because there are some grandmothers who are able to keep some of their good-looking looks to them, and they want to compete with other women, their daughters and their granddaughters. That is sickening, that is disgusting, and that is immature. That is what you're supposed to be doing. You're supposed to be aging gracefully and imparting wisdom and knowledge and discernment and guidance into younger minds of women. Now, I'm gonna show you another one before I get you on the statistics and stuff. Hold on, because I put it on your screen. I'm looking for it. You know how I get down. Hope y'all doing all right out there today. Let's get it.
How did you keep your man for all these years?
You show her new glasses? What glasses?
Oh, how did I keep your man for?
Oh, no. Oh, the night glasses.
I never wanted him to want for sex. He never had to want it because I always gave it to him.
So that's the advice that you have to give us young girl?
Yes.
Never let your man want for it.
Right. Because he'll go somewhere else and get it.
Well, what if you got it, it ain't good?
It's good, baby. Because it's good to me when I walk.
Here you go.
And they don't call me Black Snapper for nothing.
Well, damn, Grandma. But on some real stuff, though, other than what she's saying, this is the type of conversations that younger women are supposed to be having with older women. How to treat their men, how to be mothers. Stuff I just said earlier. These are the conversations you're supposed to be having, but you're not having those type of conversations. These older women should be telling you about how to cook, how to do all the things that traditional women used to do. That's what your responsibility is. A lot of you older women are failing the younger generation. The reason why there's this quote unquote gender war, a lot of this is the responsibility of the older generation that came before the younger, because they're not teaching them. I look at these young women out here and young men, I'm like, who raised you? You don't know anything. You don't know how to come in somebody's house with a hat on and take it off. You don't even know how to knock on the door. You don't know how to come in people's houses and just not open up their cupboards, not open up their refrigerator and stuff like that. Little simple stuff that get your butt whooped. They don't even teach you that no more. You don't know how to sit as a lady and cross your legs if you got a dress, if you wear a dress. These older women would not have allowed these younger generation of women to go outside in some leggings that are so tight that you can see their vagina lips. They would not allow you to go outside wearing a blouse or some type of crop top or some shirt that is so sheer that you can see the areolas on your breast. They would not allow you to do anything. They would strongly discourage you from getting all them damn tattoos that you got over your body, your neck, and everything like that. They wouldn't let you get gold teeth like a man. They would tell you that you acting like a man. They would even make fun of you or accuse you of being a butch. They would used to discourage that behavior. They didn't want girls to be masculine. They were trying to train them to be feminine because it was the grandfathers and the fathers' responsibility to teach the boys how to be men. And it was the women's responsibility to make those women grow up with a mindset of a wife, so that one of these alpha male providers, not betas, but the ones who want to be real men, they could find a wife. There's no good women out here majority of the time because the elders have failed. And some of these elders have moved on, they passed on. Some of them did actually do what they're supposed to do, but they're dying out if there's still any left. But now the younger generation, they are quickly becoming grandmothers. You could be a grandmother now at 34 and shit. Back then, you'd be a grandmother damn 50 and a great grandma at 70 or something like that. Now you'd be a great grandma damn what, 43? I'm just saying, because you have so many damn children, so many different generations of children and stuff, from Pookie, Ray Ray, and Nook Nook. Now you're going to be grandmothers, and you wasn't taught. So what are you going to teach the younger? They're going to be worse for your children, unless you change. Now, let me give you some statistics. I'm going to go with the Bible references first. Hold on, right set. Make sure it's on the screen, yeah. All right, now check this out. Make sure I get it right. Now, according to the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 3, the aged women likewise, that they be in behavior as becometh holiness, not false accusers, not given to much wine, teachers of good things. Now, normally on Sundays I break this down, so I'm not going to break it down too much now, but it's talking about a certain behavior that becometh holiness, having maturity, having chastity, being virtuous. If you like, possibly be a virgin, being pleasant to be around, not a false accuser. In other words, don't lie all the damn time. Don't be a gossiper. Not giving too much wine. That's pretty obvious. Don't drink so much. All you going to hookahs and stuff like that. Teachers are good things. You're not teaching these girls any good things. You're teaching girls how to break men's pocket and how to chase the bag. Titus 2:4 says this, that they may teach the young women to be sober. Now, sobriety in the Bible does not always refer to drinking alcohol. Sometimes it's talking about a mindset, okay? It's talking about having a sober mind, being sober-minded, meaning that you are aware and that you are alert of things. You're not, when you're drunk, you're off balance. They want you to have a balanced mindset. That's what it means, that the young women to be sober, to love their husbands. Now, what you just saw, those two other women, they were telling these other women how to treat their men, how to love their men. And part of loving their men is knowing how to physically please him, okay? And then it says to love their children, all right? Make sure I got everything on that one. And it also says in chapter 2 of Titus, verse 5, it says, for them to be discreet, chaste, keepers at home, good, obedient to their own husbands, that the word of God be not blasphemed. Now, to discreet, that's discretion. Okay, chastity, virtuous like a virginity. Keepers at home. I want to stay right there for a minute. Keepers at home mean that you know how to cook, you know how to clean, you know how to be a keeper at home. Okay, you know how to take care of things at home. But a lot of you don't know how to cook or clean, and you're not a woman if you can't cook. You're not a woman if you can't clean. I don't care what you think you are. I don't care how much money you got to go get Uber Eats and all stuff like that, DoorDash. If you cannot prepare a meal for your family, you're not a woman, man. You're just a tall child. Now, let's get back to the clips, and then I'm going to give you some just regular statistical data. I just want to give you the scripture to show you what they was talking about, how it's actually in the Bible to teach the women things, good things. Now, let's keep going. That's for you Proverbs 31 women and you hypocrites out there who say you don't have to do that. All right, I'm going to get another clip of a grandma.
Hold your head up and talk down to me. Listen. You do what you are instructed to do, okay? Look at me when I talk to you. And don't give me that pleasant look. That pleasant look. You don't know when you are instructed to do something. Now, you may do all this. Do this way at home? Well, why the hell do you come here and do it? It ain't gonna work here. Understand? And let me tell you something. With children, you don't know. You headed for trouble, boy. You better try to listen to somebody trying to help and save you. Okay?
And that's exactly how grandmothers and grandfathers used to talk to your child. They used to sound very stern, very firm, but it was always out of love. They will stop you from doing something. They'll sit you down, spank you, tell you they love you, get on your tail because they're trying to protect you from a horrible future that you may be bringing on yourself. These women today don't even want to spank their children no more. They scared of the children. I don't want to hurt my child's feelings, so I'm going to make them stand in the corner and make them count to 10, put them on timeout. Now you go for that belt, and that's not domestic abuse. I'm not promoting any type of abuse, and it's shameful that I have to say that because some people don't have no fucking sense. Now, when those people used to discipline you, spank you, whatever you want to call that, it was out of love. Especially when your grandmother or your grandfather had to do it and they had to sit you down to instruct you, okay? This is what older women back then did. They cared more. They loved harder. They loved more. They were more patient. They had more long suffering, meaning that they tolerated things more. Now you think that means that they went through disrespect. No. When you tolerate somebody, sometimes you got to tolerate the person that you love bad habits. Sometimes you got to tolerate certain things about them that you don't like, but you love them, so you put up with it. It doesn't mean that you want them to change. You hope that they'll reduce it or stop, but it's not something that would destroy the relationship. Women back then was built different. Women back then wasn't as selfish as the women that we are dealing with right now. Women back then was more selfless than they were selfish. Women like that would put the hours in when it comes to cooking. That women like that will put the hours in when it came to cleaning the house. They'll get up early in the morning, man. Whole house smell like pine sol and bleach and stuff, cleaning that thing because they were women. They'll wash all the clothes and stuff like that because they knew that their husband gonna be out working really, really hard. Now, if you come in here talking about, well, these men ain't doing all that shit, well, I'm gonna ask you something. Why are you picking those type of men who ain't doing that shit? Why are you choosing to sleep with these men that you already know got all these records and shit and ain't even trying to change their lifestyle? Why are you doing those things? Because every time when someone like myself say what I just say and give you visual receipts like that and show you how women are supposed to act, you come back with that bullshit like, well, the men ain't this, the men ain't that. The question is, why are you choosing those type of men? Because there's a lot of men out there who are the opposite of the type of men that you keep going towards. It is a whole lot of men like that, but you're picking them. You're choosing to sleep with these people. You're choosing to get into these toxic relationships with these people. You're choosing to go back to those relationships after the relationships have ended. You go right back into that same toxic relationship. That is entirely on you. Let's keep going.
Okay? When grown folks tell you what to do, let me tell you, baby, I love you. But when you think you're grown, you see, who else have you seen do this? Well, where you get this shit from? Just you, huh? Look at me when you talk to me. Look at me. Look at me straight. Hold your head up. Do you think 11 years old, you can do what you want to do? How you want to do it? Well, why you do it? Why you do it? Why you do it? You ain't wrong. Who have you seen do that? Tell you somebody. And let him stay over here. I'm going to tell you something. It ain't going to work here. You might get away with a bunch of that bullshit over here and down. You ain't going to do it here. And one of these days, you will be proud of it. Because you don't know what you're doing. You're headed for trouble. And you don't want to be in no trouble, do you? Well, you better listen to somebody that loves you. Now, if I didn't love you, I wouldn't give a damn what happened to you. But you my blood, okay? You gonna what the, somebody come knock the hell out of you out there on them streets out there. Who the hell do you think you are? Who have you seen do that?
As you can tell, see, grandmothers knew something, man. They had a super type of intuition, man. If you notice, and she keep going back to that same question, where do you getting this from? Who you see this? Because a lot of children, if you have a child and they act a certain type of way and they keep acting that type of way, then one day they come in and act different, they have been influenced by something or someone. And she's trying to get to the bottom of it. You can kind of tell that.
This nigga here need to be in a penitentiary somewhere.
Louis, don't he just need to be taught?
Oh, I know that. I know that. She ain't got about it. It's sad because children don't know no more than what you teach and tell them. Do you do this kind of stuff at home?
But you walked without me giving you
What
that.
trailer house?
But the thing is, I left him in the house. When I come back, his ass was outside.
What trailer house you walk to?
I don't know what trailer, but the point is, I left y'all inside.
I know. Who you know at a trailer house? Who?
But you ain't at a trailer
Don's
house.
father. Who?
Gregory, you cannot do that, son. If I tell y'all to stay a certain place, didn't you just say earlier you saw the next door neighbors with a gun? All right, then why would you be outside when I pull up, walking?
Baby, you don't do that, Greg. You do what you are instructed to do.
So if somebody would have shot you or killed you outside, I would have been liable because I instructed you to be in the house and you outside.
You wasn't. Baby, look here. You're 11 years old. I'm trying to tell you something. Help you because I love you. And you listen to me. I ain't gonna tell you nothing wrong, baby, because I love you. You're mine. My blood, okay? When grown folks tell you what to do, not to do, and what to do, you listen to them because you don't know nothing.
You think you know.
You don't know nothing, baby. You got to be taught. You got to be taught. And it's one thing for sure, he's sad. It's so sad. But I'm going to tell you something, y'all. You can't fault these children because you got to have parents that love you. Hello.
Now, you see that right there? She said something that I always say in my videos, that the scripture said, like, train up a child in the way that you should go. The kids are not being taught. They're not being taught. And that's why we have a whole bunch of monsters running around, breaking in people's houses, going to prison all the damn time. They're not being taught morality. They're not being taught the difference between right and wrong. They're not telling them how to stand in the face of adversity. They're not teaching them how to fail, not teaching them what to do when they lose, because life is not always about winning. You're going to lose sometimes. Sometimes you're going to lose more than you win. And then sometimes those losses that you take will prepare you for a greater win. Ain't nobody been successful without failing sometimes. You know what I mean? But they not being taught. And you see the grandmother there about to cry. Now, let me give you some more statistical data before I pull up out of here. 1 second, y'all. I got to put it on the screen. Excuse me. Yeah, I'm going to show you. This comes from motherhoodcenter.com. And I looked up some stuff about the benefits of having a positive grandmother. It says this right here. Demonstrating a positive approach to aging. Grandmothers can help their grandchildren develop into confident, well-adjusted adults by modeling a positive approach to aging. See, we're dealing with a whole lot of young women right now who don't want to be called grandmothers. They don't want to feel as if they are old. They are always dyeing their hair and whatever, anything to get away from looking old, getting Botox, getting plastic surgery, dressing like a youngster, not accepting the fact that they are actually blessed enough to become older. They don't want to age gracefully no more. Okay, let's keep going. Now it says, also, research suggests that children find unique acceptance in their relationships with grandparents, which can benefit them emotionally and mentally. And again, this comes from Motherhood right here, motherhoodcenter.com. Now, it says that older women have lived through significant social changes and have valuable insights to offer. Their experiences can serve as a guide for younger generations and contribute to the collective wisdom of society. That was in January 8th, 2024 when that was written. It is important to be an elder. It says that you can contribute to the collective wisdom of society as a whole when you allow yourself to be mature enough and to walk in your position as a grandmother, as an elder. Just say elder, okay? You have to respect that. Being called grandmother, great-grandmother, grandfather, those are terms of endearment, loving things. But you don't want to do that. Most older women don't want to contribute to the wisdom of society. They want to contribute to the decay of society. They want to be on Instagram and shake their asses just like their granddaughters and their daughters are. No respect. Oh, I got a video coming up. It won't be here. It might be tomorrow. I'm going to show you what I mean. I'm showing you the positive side of grandmothers now. But I'm going to show you the negative side probably tomorrow. Let's see. Oh, we got here. Grandmothers can be important role models for their grandchildren in many ways, including teaching values. Grandmothers can teach their grandchildren values, ideals, and beliefs such as a strong work ethic and standing up for what they believe is right. Yes. They also provide stability. Grandmothers can be a source of stability and security for their grandchildren, guiding them through different situations. Now look at this. According to Motherhood Center, it says, grandparents can also play an essential role in reducing the risk of behavioral problems in their grandchildren. Like you just saw from that old lady. She was trying to reduce the behavioral problem of that child. Let's continue. Research has shown that a close relationship with grandparents can positively impact children's behavior, including reducing the risk of depression, anxiety, and other behavioral problems. So there you have it. Being a getting older is not a bad thing, all right? Having children and children, and being alive to see your great-grandchildren is a blessing. And all of those, I've seen families that was held together by the grandmother, by the grandparents, because the mother wouldn't really buy anything, the daddy wouldn't buy anything, but that child, that grandchild, grandmother and grandfather kept with the glue to the whole thing. I know a woman right now who don't really get along with her mama or her daddy, but love her grandma to death, and she can be doing the wildest, craziest thing, but let grandma whisper a word of wisdom in her ear, she'll stop that shit, and she's in her 40s. I'm telling you, man, grandmothers are important. Grandfathers are important, but I'm focusing on you women because men don't mind being grandfathers. Men are proud of their grandchildren. Men like, yeah, I'm grandfather, I'm grand. They don't be tripping like it. Y'all become a grandmother. Oh my God, I'm getting old. Oh my God, blow my head off. I can't believe that I'm like that. Oh my God, what the fuck is wrong with me? Don't you call me that? I'm not old. I'm not old. I'm not. That shit is weird, man. Hey, I said what I said and I stand on it. Well, anyway, you let me know what you think about this in the comments, and I'll talk to you later. Y'all be safe now. Yeah.